Let me ask you something. How many systems does your supply chain run on right now? 3, 5. If you are like most enterprises, the answer is 8 or more. 8 completely disconnected systems, each holding a piece of the puzzle, and none of them talking to each other. Here is the uncomfortable truth about modern supply chains. You are drowning in data, but starving for intelligence. Your warehouse management system knows what is on the shelves. Your transportation platform knows where trucks are. Your procurement tool knows what is on order. Your demand planning spreadsheet, and yes, it is probably still a spreadsheet, knows what customers might want next quarter. But none of these systems share a single heartbeat of information in real time. According to a recent Deloitte study, 67% of supply chain leaders say data silos are their single biggest operational challenge. Not labor shortages, not rising costs, data silos. And that number has been climbing year over year because companies keep adding new tools without connecting the ones they already have. So what does this actually cost you? Aberdeen research puts a hard number on it. The average enterprise loses $1.8 million per year due to poor supply chain visibility. That is not a theoretical number. That is real margin evaporating because someone in operations could not see what someone in procurement already knew. Let me paint you a picture of what this looks like on a Tuesday morning. A major customer calls. They want to know where their order is. Your customer service rep opens the order management system. It says shipped. They check the warehouse system. It says picked and packed yesterday. They call the carrier. The carrier says the truck broke down and the shipment is sitting at a depot 2 states away. Nobody in your organization knew this until that phone call. The customer found out before you did. That is what a 48 to 72-hour decision lag looks like in practice. And it gets worse. Your analysts, the people you are paying 6 figures to generate strategic insights, are spending 15 to 20 hours per week just collecting and reconciling data from different systems. They are copying numbers from one dashboard, pasting them into another, building pivot tables, and emailing PDF reports that are already outdated by the time someone opens them. That is not analytics. That is data janitorial work. You have terabytes of supply chain data generated every single day. Sensor data from your warehouse. GPS pings from your fleet. Point of sale data from retail partners. Weather feeds. Port congestion reports. All of it could be telling you something critical about what is about to happen. But instead, it is sitting in separate databases, separate formats, and separate departments that barely communicate. The problem is not that you lack data. You have more data than any supply chain leader in history has ever had access to. The problem is that you lack connected, real-time intelligence. There is a massive difference between having data and having the ability to act on it in the moment that matters. And until you close that gap, every decision you make is based on a picture that is hours, sometimes days, out of date. In supply chain, that kind of delay is not just inefficient. It is expensive, and your competitors who figure this out first will leave you behind. So if data chaos is the disease, analytics maturity is the cure. But not all analytics are created equal. There is a clear progression, a ladder with 4 distinct levels, and understanding where you sit on that ladder is the first step to climbing it. According to Supply Chain Insights, 85% of organizations are stuck at level 1 or level 2. That means the vast majority of companies are making supply chain decisions using the equivalent of a rearview mirror. Let me walk you through each level so you can see exactly where you are and where you need to go. Level 1 is descriptive analytics. This is the what happened stage. You are looking at dashboards that tell you last month's on-time delivery rate was 89%. Your inventory carrying cost went up 4% quarter over quarter. You shipped 12,000 orders last week. These are facts. They are useful, but they are historical. You are essentially reading a newspaper about your own supply chain. Most companies live here. They generate weekly or monthly summaries. Leadership reviews them in meetings, and everyone moves on. Descriptive analytics answers one question. What happened? Level 2 is diagnostic analytics. This is where you start asking why. Why did on-time delivery drop in the Southeast region? You dig in and discover that a key carrier reduced capacity on that lane. Why did inventory carrying costs spike? Because procurement overordered raw materials based on a forecast that was 30% too high. Diagnostic analytics requires drill-down capabilities, root cause analysis, and cross-functional data correlation. Understanding why something happened helps you prevent it from happening again. But you are still looking backward. You are still reactive. Level 3 is where things get genuinely transformative. Predictive analytics uses machine learning models trained on your historical data to forecast what will happen next. Instead of finding out that you missed delivery targets last month, a predictive system tells you that based on current order velocity, weather patterns, and carrier capacity, you are likely to miss targets in the Pacific Northwest next week. That gives you time to act. You can reroute shipments, activate backup carriers, or adjust customer expectations before a problem becomes a crisis. Predictive models can forecast demand with 85 to 95% accuracy when properly trained. They can predict equipment failures weeks before they happen. They can identify which suppliers are at risk of delivery delays based on dozens of leading indicators. Moving from level 1 to level 3 alone typically reduces supply chain costs by 15 to 25%. That is not a small number. On a $100 million supply chain spend, that is $15 to $25 million back in your pocket. But the real competitive moat is level 4. Prescriptive analytics. This is where artificial intelligence does not just tell you what will happen, it tells you what to do about it, and in many cases, it acts autonomously. The system detects that a container ship is delayed at port. It automatically recalculates optimal routing for affected orders. It identifies which customers will be impacted, generates proactive communication, and adjusts downstream warehouse labor scheduling, all without a human touching a keyboard. This is not science fiction. This is what leading supply chain organizations are deploying right now. Prescriptive analytics combines predictive models with optimization algorithms and decision automation. It evaluates thousands of scenarios in seconds and executes the best course of action given your constraints. Cost, speed, customer satisfaction. The system balances all of these simultaneously in ways no human planner could replicate. The gap between level 2 and level 4 is not incremental. It is a fundamentally different way of operating. And the companies that reach level 4 first will set the rules everyone else has to play by. Now that you understand the maturity ladder, let us talk about how to actually build an analytics stack that gets you from where you are to where you need to be. Because theory is great, but execution is everything. The foundation of any serious supply chain analytics capability is a single source of truth. One unified data layer that ingests information from every system in your ecosystem: warehouse management, transportation, procurement, demand planning, financials, and normalizes it into a consistent, real-time data model. McKinsey research shows that organizations with unified analytics dashboards make decisions 3 times faster than those still toggling between disconnected tools. 3 times faster. In supply chain, speed of decision is often the difference between absorbing a disruption gracefully and losing a major customer. But a single data layer is only useful if the right people can access the right insights at the right time. This is where most companies make a critical mistake. They build one dashboard and expect it to serve everyone. It does not work that way. You need 3 tiers of analytics, each designed for a specific audience. First, your operations team needs real-time tactical dashboards. These are the people on the warehouse floor and in the dispatch center. They need live data, order status, inventory positions, shipment tracking, exception alerts. Refresh rates in seconds, not hours. Second, your management layer needs operational dashboards with trend analysis. These are your directors and regional managers. They need to see patterns across weeks and months. Which lanes are underperforming? Where is capacity tightening? They need drill-down capability to go from a high-level metric to the root cause in 3 clicks or less. Third, your executive team needs strategic dashboards focused on financial impact and competitive positioning. They do not need to see individual shipment status. They need to know how supply chain performance is affecting margin, customer retention, and market share. Keep it clean, keep it visual, and tie every metric back to dollars. Now, layered on top of all three tiers, you need anomaly detection. This is your early warning system. Instead of waiting for a human to notice that something looks off in a report, the system continuously monitors hundreds of data streams and flags deviations from expected patterns the moment they occur. A sudden spike in return rates from a specific distribution center. An unusual drop in supplier lead times that might signal a quality issue. A carrier whose on-time performance is degrading before it shows up in monthly averages. Anomaly detection catches these signals early when you still have time to respond. Finally, you need to define your North Star KPIs, the metrics that define world-class performance and that every initiative is ultimately measured against. Based on industry benchmarks, here is what best-in-class looks like. On-time in-full delivery rate of 97% or higher. Inventory turns of 12 to 15 times per year. Order cycle time of 1 to 2 days from placement to shipment. And forecast accuracy between 85 and 95%, depending on your product mix and demand variability. IDC research confirms that companies operating with this kind of integrated analytics stack see an average margin improvement of 22%. That is transformational. This is exactly what we built CerebroChain to do. A unified intelligence platform that connects your entire supply chain into one living, breathing analytics engine, from real-time operations all the way up to executive strategy. If you are ready to move from data chaos to connected intelligence, visit CerebroChain.com to see it in action. And if this video helped you think differently about supply chain analytics, subscribe to this channel. We go deep on the technology and strategy that is reshaping how supply chains operate. I will see you in the next one.